All right, thought I'd do a little breakdown. I got a 2017 Skidoo 850 and my oil pump is leaking, and I haven't seen anybody, I've heard talk about it, but I haven't seen anybody actually take it apart or do a video on this. So I took mine apart. First off, I found out, one first place to check probably is my screws were a little bit loose, my mount screws. So the problem with that is, got two parts to this. This part presses in against this O-ring in here. And if those mount screws are loose, obviously that's not going to press against those O-rings and it's going to leak out of there. So that's one place where it can leak. Another place is inside this actual electronic part. You shouldn't have oil inside this electronic part, in this back half here. But let's take it apart a little bit farther and I'll show you what this does. So you got the electronic part. This part doesn't actually spin. This part doesn't actually spin. You just got this little nipple right here. Hopefully I'm right in the camera. I don't know if I am or not. You got this little nipple right here that goes back and forth and it pushes on this plunger. So this doesn't rotate. This is actually just a piston plunger that comes out, and there's these pistons inside of it. There's a spring in there and I think a little washer sheath or something in there too. You got two different size ports for different stuff. So this guy's got little O-rings there, little O-rings on there, and it just goes into those holes. And all it does is goes back and forth and squirts. Squirt, squirt, squirt. It's a good sound. It means it's working right. If she's squirting, she's working. So that goes in there like that, and I'm going to try to replace this O-ring. I'm going to try to find and replace this O-ring. Skidoo doesn't offer one, but I'm sure I can find one somewhere. Just got to measure it out. And the other half of this, I'll wipe this off a little bit. Got a little oil on her. So this is your solenoid side. The other half is this plunger part. This can leak in here. This is supposed to be sealed. You shouldn't have any oil on this side of your electronics of this pump. So if this is leaking, it's a good place to check. Good thing check anyways. That might be cracked. If that's cracked, then you're kind of shit out of luck probably. Mine looks good. I'm gonna set that over here. And then you got, to break this down farther, it's actually your electronic part of it. Maybe just a magnet, I'm guessing, that turns on and off. And then there's a washer that sits inside there, and then a spring. But this shouldn't have oil in it. It has a little drain hole in here. I don't know if you can see that on the bottom. So, I mean, that's a good place to check. If you're getting oil coming out of there, then you got a problem with your pump. Put that together. Put my magnet back in. Actuator plunger. And then this guy just pushes against this thing, probably at a ridiculous rate of speed, and makes that thing squirt. You just push it back and forth really, really fast, and it just squirts and squirts, squirt, squirt, squirt. That's your oil pump. Also going to replace these seals up here that go into the tank and put a hose clamp on there instead of that Oederker clamp. I don't trust those Oederker clamps. It's hard to get those good and tight, but a hose clamp, I think I can get that nice and tight on there. Squirt, squirt.